What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video today I am going to be taking a look at the Traxxas Sledge and comparing it to the Arrma Kraton Exb, and I'm going to explain why I think the Exb is a better truck for the money. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, we're going to take a look at the Sledge first, just so we can kind of go over a few things. It is a new truck from Traxxas, and they supposedly designed it a lot tougher, but we're going to expose a couple of those things on this truck. Overall, I don't think it's a bad truck, so don't take this the wrong way, but it does have a few things so far that I've noticed that are a little weird, so I will go over that, and I will go over the positives on the design of the truck as well. So first up, one thing I really do like is we have the clipless body here and a nice cage system inside the truck that should hopefully keep that body working long, and you can see there, super easy to put on, which is really great, and it's just really nice having that. Once you get used to having it, it is kind of hard to go back to clips, and this is a new design they have where you can see you slide it towards the back of the truck, whereas before you went towards the front, and in hard landings it would pop off. But now that they designed it like this, you don't have that issue, and that is really nice. Alright, moving on to a couple other things about this truck. It does come equipped with the Sledgehammer tires, which have worked out well for me. They offer new gluing process. I've seen a lot of people are busting them open, so I do suggest venting them. That's what I did to mine, and I have not had any problems yet with them, and they've just kind of been a decent tire for the kind of dirt that I'm in, but that experience might vary depending upon what kind of surface you were driving on. But for me, they seem to do the job, but for sure I will be upgrading those in the future. Alright, so moving on to the things that I dislike about this truck. First up, we have this motor mount situation here. The idea with the cradle over the outside is really good, but it just hasn't been holding, and I already lost a spur gear. Hopefully M2C Racing comes out with something, but for the money, that is something that they really should have made sure was going to be okay before they had the truck out, right? Because now I got this brand new truck, and I am waiting for someone else to design a better motor mount that's going to hold, because apparently people who are going up in pinion size are having that issue. I had that issue on a stock pinion, so you know, it is a little bit of a concern to me, and that is just something I don't like. There is the motor mount. Another thing that I dislike is the servo mount situation. That is all one piece where you see the servo. That piece is connected to the battery tray. If you have any issues with your tray, or you're just taking the tray off to set something up, like you see here how I have my straps, you have to take the servo horn off. I mean, it's not hard, but it's just, I don't like that it's all one piece, so it's only held on with 3 screws from underneath, and if something breaks, you're going to have to have a whole new setup with the tray, and I don't know what they're going to be able to do aftermarket, because there's only 3 holes holding that servo mount on, and it's kind of just plastic, so I'm not a giant fan of that. They could have drilled another hole and made a separate 4-post servo mount there, but I'm not really sure why they went with this piece, because now it's just one plastic piece that if one little thing breaks, you're going to have to replace that whole piece. Then what is the aftermarket going to do as far as, you know, an upgrade there? You don't want that whole thing to be aluminum, because that would just be silly. So we'll have to see how they hold up. If it doesn't break, then I guess it's not an issue, but I just kind of found that was a little odd, and just something I wanted to show. Overall, though, guys, I do really like the truck. I just wanted to point out some of the things on the truck that I've noticed, but overall, I mean, the truck looks great, and it is a blast to drive, and I have been enjoying it. It does have a couple of little things I like you can see here. It comes with some little mud guards. That's something I wish the Kraton would come with. Nothing major, but it is just, a nice little thing to have, I guess. Handling-wise, the truck handles great. I was surprised because it has no sway bars, and it has been pretty durable outside of a couple of the issues with the spur gear there. Hopefully we can figure out something for that, but the whole purpose of this video was just trying to show you for your money kind of what you can get. I know, obviously, the EXB isn't a ready-to-run truck, so how can you compare non-ready-to-run? But I'm just strictly talking more towards the people who might already be in the hobby, that are more capable of just buying this, putting electronics in it, and doing this. And I just kind of wanted to show you that the Sledge is an RTR, but I mean, the EXB is so close to an RTR. If you're familiar with the hobby, it's super easy. Again, if you're not, then that could be an issue, but if you're someone who is looking to upgrade, you should probably, look at all your options, and for the money, you get a lot more truck, in my opinion, with the Kraton. And I'm going to go over the truck now and kind of just explain why I think that is true. All right, here you have the very familiar layout of the Arrma Kraton, but as you can see, it definitely differs from the Sledge. So on this truck, you will see a lot of nice red anodized 7075 aluminum throughout. That is part of what I am talking about here when you talk about value. So for the money, you're talking about when you equip this truck to drive, it's $50 more. You get, for that, you arguably are going to have better electronics. You're going to have a better chassis with the 7075 aluminum. Both of your shock towers are going to be 7075 aluminum. That right there is already adding to the value of the truck. And that is just basically, the beginning part of it. We will get into the electronics, and you will see I am running a Hobbywing Max 6 system with a 1650 kV motor for loads of torque. And this platform, the way it is set up, you can basically pretty much fit anything you want in there, which is really nice. You have the sliding motor mount, which is way better than the offering from Traxxas. You can set your gear mesh really nice, and you can swap motors and just pinion gear work. All that stuff is really nice with that aluminum motor mount, which is new on these newer trucks, right? So the Kraton started stamped steel. They were pretty garbage, right? And they've improved, and that is another part of why this truck, in my opinion, is better for the money. It's been revised. It's got a great aftermarket. Not to say that the Sledge will not, eventually maybe get a revision and do that, but Traxxas isn't really known for that. They never really revise models. They just keep it going and then just come out with a new truck. So we will be relying on the aftermarket, but at this time, that's going to take a little time to catch up, I guess. But as far as it sits right now, just those aluminum upgrades make that truck a much better truck. And it might be subjective with the durability and all that, but for me, I'd rather break an arm than bust a center differential spur gear because of a bad motor mount design. So people will make a lot of excuses and stuff, but the Kraton is just set up better in my opinion. And just to touch on it here real quick, with the Arrma trucks, you get a great battery tray. It accommodates a bunch of different batteries. They updated all the trucks to have the little top piece, and then the strap goes around. So it really holds the batteries in there pretty well. And you also have another little compartment for your balance leads on the other side, which, I don't know, it just works, which I like. And they're not trying to force you to use certain batteries. And there's also companies like Gen Ace who make batteries specifically to fit in these trucks, and they're even a hard case, so that is just really great to have. All right, guys, so in closing, I wanted to show just those few things there without getting too involved. You can go on about diffs and shocks and all that, but the trucks are great on both sides, and they're all going to be pretty close on that stuff. But if you're talking parts for value, that's kind of where I'm trying to hit with this. Again, if you're a complete beginner and you don't know how to get your own electronics and stuff, then yeah, I get it, RTR all the way. But if you're someone who has the means and you were thinking about, should I buy an EXB and, put all the money into it, I would say yes, because you're going to have a much better value. And to me, it's a lot of what I look for is the value there. I bought a Sledge, and for a lot of this purpose is I wanted to see, was it the hype that they were talking about? And that died pretty quick when the second time I had it out. I busted a spur gear and quickly learned the limitations of their motor mount, and it does have quite a bit of plastic throughout with the shock caps and the tie rods. It's like, once you start talking that money, you should have more premium materials, and that's what the Kraton seems to do. For the price, they offer you that value there, and you have the electronics that you prefer, the radio you prefer. I know I didn't really touch on that aspect, but if you literally build a Kraton with all of that stuff, it's only $50 more, and you don't have better necessarily, but you definitely don't have worse electronics. So it's like, for $50 more, the chassis alone would cover that. But then, like I said, you got the shock towers and all of that stuff. So that's kind of where I stand on these trucks. I'm not here to talk down, but if you were interested in knowing what truck is a better value, you're going to get more for your money out of the Arrma Kraton. But if you stuck it out to the end of this, I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you are new here, I do RC crawling and bashing, and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. But I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.